Ethan sat cross-legged on the floor of his small studio apartment, surrounded by a chaotic array of canvases, brushes, and tubes of paint. The late afternoon sun streamed through the window, casting warm golden rays that danced across his latest piece, an abstract swirl of colors that mirrored the turmoil in his heart. Art had always been his refuge, a way to express emotions he struggled to articulate. As he dipped his brush into a vibrant shade of blue, his phone buzzed on the coffee table, breaking the silence. He glanced at the screen and felt a flutter in his chest. It was a message from Liam, his friend from university. They had met during their freshman year at San Francisco State University, bonding over late-night study sessions and shared interests in art and business. But lately, Ethan had sensed an unspoken tension between them, a connection that went beyond friendship. "Hey, want to come over to my place tonight? I have something to show you." The message read that Ethan's heart raced at the thought of spending time alone with Liam. He quickly typed back, "Sure. What time?" As he waited for Liam's reply, Ethan felt a mix of excitement and anxiety wash over him. He had always admired Liam's outgoing nature, his confidence, his charm, but there was also something deeper that drew Ethan in. The idea of being alone with him made Ethan's stomach flutter with anticipation. When Liam responded with "How about 7?" Ethan felt a rush of adrenaline. He spent the next few hours preparing for the evening, carefully choosing an outfit that balanced casual and stylish. He wanted to look good, but not too eager. It was a delicate balance he hoped to strike. As the clock ticked closer to 7, Ethan's nerves began to mount. He paced around his apartment, glancing at himself in the mirror one last time before heading out. The streets of San Francisco were alive with energy as he made his way to Liam's apartment, each step echoing the rhythm of his racing heart. Liam lived in a trendy neighborhood filled with cafes and art galleries, just a short walk from campus. As Ethan approached the entrance to Liam's building, he took a deep breath, trying to calm himself. He knocked lightly on the door, and it swung open almost instantly. "Ethan, you made it!" Liam exclaimed, his face lighting up with a smile that made Ethan's heart skip a beat. "Of course. Thanks for inviting me," Ethan replied, stepping inside. The moment he crossed the threshold, he was enveloped by an atmosphere that felt both warm and inviting. The apartment was tastefully decorated. Colorful paintings adorned the walls alongside photographs, capturing moments from Liam's life. A comfortable couch faced a large window that offered a stunning view of the city skyline. "Welcome to my sanctuary," Liam said with pride as he gestured around the room. "I've been working on making it feel like home." "It definitely feels cozy," Ethan said as he took in the details. The soft lighting, the eclectic mix of furniture, and the faint scent of candles lingering in the air. Liam poured 2 glasses of wine and handed one to Ethan. They settled onto the couch, laughter filling the space as they reminisced about their college days, the late-night study sessions that turned into deep conversations about life and love. As they talked and shared stories over glasses of wine, Ethan couldn't shake off the feeling that something significant was about to happen between them. The way Liam looked at him, intense yet playful, sent shivers down his spine. "So," Liam said after a moment of silence, "there's something I've been meaning to show you." Ethan raised an eyebrow, curiosity piqued. "What is it?" Liam leaned forward slightly, his expression shifting from playful to serious. "It's something I've been working on for a while now." He stood up and walked over to an easel in the corner of the room. Draped over it was a large canvas covered by cloth. With a flourish, Liam pulled it away to reveal a stunning painting, a vibrant explosion of colors that seemed alive with emotion. Ethan gasped at its beauty. It was unlike anything he had seen before. "This is incredible," he exclaimed. "You've really captured something special here." "Thanks," Liam said, visibly pleased with Ethan's reaction. "I wanted to express how I feel about, well, everything." Ethan felt a rush of warmth at those words, but sensed an underlying tension in Liam's voice, a vulnerability that hinted at deeper feelings yet unspoken. As they continued to discuss the painting, laughter mingled with moments of silence filled with unacknowledged emotions. The air between them crackled with anticipation as they shared not just wine, but pieces of their souls. Time slipped away unnoticed until Ethan realized how late it had gotten. The city lights twinkled outside like stars against the night sky. Wow, I didn't realize how late it is, Ethan said reluctantly as he glanced at his phone. Liam replied softly, but I'm really glad you came over. Ethan felt a surge of hope mixed with uncertainty as their eyes locked for a moment longer than usual, a silent acknowledgement of what lay beneath their friendship. As they settled back in a conversation, both boys sensed that this night marked a turning point in their relationship, a moment when everything could change forever. The warmth of the evening lingered in the air as Ethan settled deeper into the plush couch, the remnants of their laughter still echoing in his mind. Liam's apartment felt like a world unto itself, a sanctuary filled with creativity and unspoken emotions. The soft glow of the lamps cast gentle shadows across the room, creating an intimate atmosphere that made Ethan's heart race. "Do you want to see something else?" Liam asked, breaking the comfortable silence that had settled between them. His eyes sparkled with excitement, and Ethan couldn't help but smile back. "Absolutely," Ethan replied, intrigued. Liam walked over to a corner of the room, where a small table was covered with sketches and art supplies. He picked up a sketchbook and flipped it open to reveal a series of drawings, each one more captivating than the last. They depicted scenes from their university life, late-night study sessions, spontaneous adventures around San Francisco, and moments that seemed ordinary but were infused with meaning. "Wow, these are amazing," Ethan said, genuinely impressed. "You've really captured our experiences." Liam's cheeks flushed slightly at the compliment. "Thanks. I wanted to document everything because it all feels so significant. I guess I'm just trying to hold on to these moments." Ethan nodded, feeling a pang of understanding. He too had always been drawn to capturing fleeting moments through his art. "It's beautiful to see how you interpret our lives," he said softly. As Liam continued to flip through the pages, Ethan felt a growing sense of intimacy between them. The way Liam's fingers brushed against the paper, his focus so intense. It was mesmerizing. Ethan found himself leaning closer, drawn in by both the art and the man creating it. After a few moments, Liam looked up from the sketches and locked eyes with Ethan. "You know," he began hesitantly, "I've been thinking a lot about us lately." Ethan's heart skipped a beat at those words. "Us?" he echoed, trying to keep his voice steady. "Yeah," Liam continued, his expression serious yet vulnerable. "I value our friendship so much, but I can't help but feel there's something more between us." Ethan felt a rush of warmth flood through him. He had sensed it too, the chemistry that crackled in the air whenever they were together, the way their conversations flowed effortlessly. But hearing Liam say it out loud made it all feel so real. "I feel it too," Ethan admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "But I've been scared to say anything." Liam's gaze softened as he leaned closer. "Why scared?" "Because I don't want to ruin what we have," Ethan replied honestly. "What if it doesn't work out? What if we lose each other?" Liam reached out and placed his hand on Ethan's knee, a simple gesture that sent shivers down Ethan's spine. "I think we owe it to ourselves to explore this," he said earnestly. "Life is too short to hold back on something that feels right." Ethan felt his heart swell at Liam's words. They resonated deeply within him. The fear that had gripped him seemed to dissipate in that moment, replaced by a sense of possibility. "Okay," Ethan said, his voice steadier now. "Let's explore this together." A smile broke across Liam's face, a radiant expression that lit up his features and made Ethan's heart race even faster. They sat there for a moment, both absorbing the weight of what they had just shared. Then Liam stood up and walked over to the window, gazing out at the city lights twinkling like stars against the night sky. "You know," he said thoughtfully, "I've always loved this view. It reminds me that there's so much beauty in the world." Ethan joined him at the window, standing shoulder to shoulder as they took in the vibrant city below them. "It really is beautiful," he agreed softly as they stood together in silence. Ethan felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude wash over him. Gratitude for this moment, for their friendship, and for what was blossoming between them. Liam turned to look at Ethan then, his expression earnest. "I'm really glad you came over tonight." "Me too," Ethan replied sincerely, in that moment. Everything felt right. The uncertainty that had clouded their friendship was slowly being replaced by hope and excitement for what lay ahead. As they returned to the couch, laughter bubbled up again between them as they shared stories and dreams late into the night. Each word exchanged felt like another thread weaving them closer together. Eventually, as fatigue began to settle in, Ethan realized how much he cherished this time with Liam, how much he wanted more nights like this filled with laughter and connection. I should probably get going soon, Ethan said reluctantly as he glanced at his phone. Yeah, Liam replied with a hint of disappointment in his voice. But let's not wait too long before we do this again. Definitely, Ethan promised as he stood up and grabbed his jacket. As he walked toward the door, he turned back to face Liam one last time. The atmosphere was charged with unspoken feelings, a promise of what was yet to come. Good night, Liam, Ethan said softly. Good night, Ethan. And with that simple exchange hanging in the air between them like an unbreakable bond forged anew, Ethan stepped out into the cool night air, his heart lighter than it had been in ages. The next few days passed in a blur of excitement and anxiety for Ethan. The memory of that night at Liam's apartment lingered in his mind, a sweet echo of laughter and confessions that filled him with both joy and uncertainty. They had crossed a line, and now everything felt different. Every time he saw Liam on campus, his heart raced, and the air between them crackled with unspoken words that on a sunny Thursday afternoon, Ethan found himself wandering through Golden Gate Park, sketchbook in hand. The vibrant colors of spring surrounded him, flowers blooming, trees bursting with green, and the distant sound of laughter from picnicking families. He settled onto a bench beneath a large oak tree, hoping to capture the beauty around him on paper. As he sketched, his thoughts drifted to Liam. He remembered the way Liam had looked at him that night, his eyes filled with both vulnerability and hope. Ethan wanted to explore this new dynamic between them, but doubts crept in. What if their friendship couldn't withstand the weight of romance? What if they lost each other? Just as he was getting lost in his thoughts, his phone buzzed in his pocket. It was a message from Liam. Asterisk, hey, want to meet up later? I have something I want to talk about. Asterisk, Ethan's heart skipped a beat. He quickly replied, asterisk, sure. What time? Asterisk, let's say 6. Meet me at the cafe near campus. Sound good. Ethan typed back, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. He packed up his sketchbook and made his way to the cafe, anticipation bubbling within him. When he arrived, the cafe was bustling with students chatting over coffee and pastries. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air as Ethan scanned the room for Liam. He spotted him sitting at a corner table, looking effortlessly stylish in a fitted shirt and jeans. His hair fell perfectly across his forehead as he focused on his laptop. Ethan approached the table, and Liam looked up with a smile that made Ethan's heart flutter. Hey, I'm glad you could make it, Liam said, closing his laptop. Of course. I wouldn't miss it, Ethan replied as he took a seat across from him. They ordered their drinks, Ethan opting for a chai latte while Liam chose an espresso, and settled into conversation about their classes and upcoming projects. But beneath the surface chatter lay an undercurrent of tension. Both boys could feel that something significant was about to unfold. After a few minutes of small talk, Liam leaned forward slightly, his expression turning serious. So, I've been thinking about what we talked about the other night. He began, that Ethan's heart raced as he nodded for Liam to continue. I really want to explore what's happening between us, Liam said, his voice steady but laced with vulnerability. But I also think we need to be honest about our feelings. Ethan swallowed hard, feeling exposed yet relieved that they were finally addressing it head-on. I want that too, he admitted softly. But I'm scared. Liam reached across the table and placed his hand over Ethan's, a simple gesture that sent warmth coursing through Ethan's veins. I get it, he said gently. It's scary to take this step, especially when we've been friends for so long. Ethan nodded, feeling tears prick at the corners of his eyes. What if it doesn't work out? What if we ruin our friendship? Liam squeezed Ethan's hand reassuringly. I think we owe it to ourselves to try, he said earnestly. We can take things slow and see where this goes. Ethan felt a wave of relief wash over him at Liam's words. The fear that had gripped him began to loosen its hold. "You're right," he said with newfound determination. "We should give this a chance." Their conversation flowed more freely after that. They shared their hopes and fears about what being together might look like. They laughed over silly stories from their past and discussed their dreams for the future. Liam wanting to travel the world, and Ethan hoping to showcase his art in galleries someday. Yes, they talked. Ethan felt an overwhelming sense of connection growing between them, a bond that was deepening with each shared thought and emotion. After finishing their drinks, Liam suggested they take a walk around campus. The sun was beginning to set, casting a warm golden hue over everything as they strolled side by side. The campus was alive with students enjoying the beautiful evening. Laughter echoed around them as they walked past groups gathered on lawns. "Look at those guys playing frisbee," Liam said, pointing toward a group of friends throwing a disc back and forth. Ethan chuckled as he watched them dive and laugh in pursuit of the frisbee. "That looks fun. We should join them sometime." "Definitely. But only if you promise not to laugh at my terrible aim," Liam teased. "I can't make any promises." Ethan shot back playfully. Their banter continued as they walked until they reached a quiet spot near the campus fountain, a serene area surrounded by blooming flowers where students often came to relax or study. Liam turned to face Ethan, his expression shifting from playful to earnest once more. "Ethan," he said softly, "I really care about you." Ethan felt his heart swell at those words. They held so much weight between them. "I care about you too, Liam," he replied sincerely. In that moment, everything felt right. The uncertainty that had plagued him began to fade away as they stood there together under the fading light of day. Liam took a step closer, their faces mere inches apart now. "Can I kiss you?" he asked quietly, searching Ethan's eyes for permission. Ethan nodded slowly, breathless with anticipation. As their lips met for the second time, tentative yet filled with longing, it felt like everything around them melted away. The world faded into insignificance as they lost themselves in each other. When they finally pulled apart, both boys were breathless, but smiling widely. An unspoken agreement hanging in the air between them that this was just the beginning of something beautiful. As darkness began to settle over the campus, they walked back toward their dorms hand in hand, two friends stepping into uncharted territory together with hearts wide open. The following week felt like a whirlwind for Ethan and Liam. Their relationship had blossomed into something vibrant and exhilarating, yet it also came with its own set of challenges. They spent nearly every day together, sharing meals, studying late into the night, and exploring the city. Each moment was filled with laughter and connection, but beneath the surface, both boys were grappling with their feelings, wondering how to navigate this new chapter of their lives. One Friday evening, as they lounged in Liam's apartment after a long week of classes, Ethan felt a familiar flutter in his chest. They had just finished a round of video games, and Liam was sprawled out on the couch, his hair tousled and his laughter infectious. The room was filled with the remnants of takeout containers and soda cans, the air thick with the warmth of companionship. Okay. Best 2 out of 3, Liam exclaimed, his competitive spirit flaring up again as he grabbed the controller. "You can't let me win that easily." Ethan chuckled, feeling a rush of affection for Liam's playful nature. "I'm just letting you enjoy your victory," he teased back. "But don't get too cocky. I'm about to crush you." They dove back into the game, their banter filling the room as they competed fiercely. But as the game progressed, Ethan found himself distracted by Liam's laughter and the way his eyes sparkled with excitement. He couldn't help but admire how effortlessly charming Liam was, how he lit up every room he entered. After a particularly intense round where Ethan managed to secure a narrow victory, Liam threw his hands up in mock defeat. "Fine, you win this time," he said dramatically, collapsing back onto the couch. Ethan laughed but felt a sudden seriousness settle over him. "Liam," he began hesitantly. "Can we talk about something?" Liam propped himself up on one elbow, concern flickering across his face. "Of course. What's on your mind?" Ethan took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. "I've been thinking about us, about what we are now. It feels amazing being together, but I want to make sure we're on the same page." Liam's expression softened as he nodded. I've been thinking about that too, he admitted. I really like what we have going on, but I know it's new territory for both of us. Ethan felt a wave of relief wash over him at Liam's words. Exactly. I don't want to rush anything or put pressure on us, he said earnestly. But I also want to be honest about my feelings. Liam shifted closer on the couch, their knees touching, a simple gesture that sent warmth through Ethan's body. I feel the same way, he said softly. I care about you deeply, and I want to see where this goes. Ethan's heart swelled at those words. They resonated with everything he had been feeling. So what do you think? Should we define what this is? Liam paused for a moment, considering Ethan's question carefully. I think we should take it slow, he replied thoughtfully. Let's enjoy this time together without putting too many labels on it just yet. Ethan nodded in agreement. That felt right to him. They didn't need to rush into anything. They could savor each moment as it came. Okay, Ethan said with a smile. Slow sounds good. Just then, there was a knock at the door that interrupted their conversation. Liam got up to answer it while Ethan took a sip from his drink, trying to shake off the lingering tension from their discussion. When Liam opened the door, Ethan was surprised to see a group of their friends standing there. Alex, Sarah, and Mark, all wearing big smiles and holding bags filled with snacks. Surprise! Alex exclaimed as they all piled into the apartment. Hey, what's going on? Liam asked, clearly caught off guard. We thought we'd come over for a movie night. Sarah chimed in enthusiastically. We brought popcorn and candy. Ethan felt a mix of disappointment and excitement wash over him. He had been looking forward to spending more intimate time with Liam, but also loved being around their friends. Sounds fun, Ethan said with forced enthusiasm as he stood up from the couch. The group quickly set up in front of the TV, choosing a popular movie that everyone had been wanting to see. As they settled in with bowls of popcorn and drinks in hand, Ethan couldn't help but glance at Liam occasionally. The playful banter between their friends filled the room with laughter and energy. Yet even amid the chaos of movie night, Ethan felt an undeniable connection with Liam. The way their eyes met across the room when they shared a laugh, or how they instinctively gravitated toward each other during quieter moments, as the movie played on, Ethan found himself lost in thought again, wondering how to balance their friendship with this new romantic dynamic while still enjoying moments like these with their friends. After an hour or so of laughter and suspenseful scenes from the movie, they took a break for snacks and bathroom runs. As everyone chatted excitedly about favorite scenes, Ethan found himself alone with Liam in the kitchen. Hey, Liam said quietly as he leaned against the counter beside Ethan. How are you holding up? Ethan smiled at him warmly. It felt good to have this moment alone again amidst the chaos. I'm good, just trying to soak it all in, he replied honestly. Liam reached out and brushed his fingers against Ethan's hand, a simple touch that sent sparks flying through him again. Me too, he said softly. Just then, Sarah called from the living room, urging them to hurry back before they missed anything important in the movie. With reluctant smiles exchanged between them, they returned to join their friends once more, but not before Ethan felt an unspoken promise linger between them, that they would continue exploring this beautiful connection together when they could find moments alone again. Movie night wrapped up later that evening with laughter echoing around them, and snacks scattered across the floor. Ethan couldn't help but feel grateful for both his friends and for Liam, their bond growing stronger even amidst distractions. When everyone finally left for the night and silence settled back into Liam's apartment once more, Ethan turned to face him again, a familiar warmth spreading through him at seeing Liam's smile illuminated by soft light. Thanks for tonight, Ethan said sincerely as he moved closer once more. Anytime, Liam replied softly before leaning in closer until their lips met again. A gentle kiss that held promises of what was yet to come. In that moment under the warm glow of lights in Liam's apartment, filled with memories made and memories yet to be created, Ethan knew that whatever challenges lay ahead would be worth facing together. The following week was a whirlwind of emotions for Ethan and Liam. The excitement of their new relationship was still fresh, but with it came the weight of expectations and the challenges of navigating their feelings in a world that didn't always understand them. They spent nearly every day together, But the pressure of their blossoming romance began to take its toll. One evening, after a long day of classes, Ethan found himself sitting on his bed, staring at his sketchbook without really seeing it. He had been trying to draw, but his mind was too cluttered with thoughts of Liam. They had shared so many beautiful moments together, yet a nagging worry had begun to creep in. What if they were moving too fast? What if this was just a fleeting phase? His phone buzzed, pulling him for his thoughts. It was a message from Liam. Hey, want to come over? I made dinner. Ethan felt a rush of warmth at the invitation. He quickly replied, I'll be there in 15. As he walked to Liam's apartment. The cool evening air felt refreshing against his skin. He replayed their last few days in his mind. The laughter, the kisses, the way Liam's eyes sparkled when he talked about his dreams. But there was also an undercurrent of anxiety that he couldn't shake off. When Ethan arrived at Liam's door, he knocked lightly, and it swung open almost instantly. Liam stood there with an apron tied around his waist and a wide smile on his face. Hey, you made it, he said, stepping aside to let Ethan in. The aroma of something delicious wafted through the air, making Ethan's stomach growl in anticipation. What did you cook? He asked as he entered. Pasta with homemade sauce. I hope you're hungry. Liam replied cheerfully. Ethan's heart swelled at the thoughtfulness behind Liam's gesture. They moved into the kitchen together, where Liam had set up a small dining area adorned with candles and soft music playing in the background. It felt intimate and special, a stark contrast to the chaos of their busy lives. As they sat down to eat, they chatted about everything and nothing, classes, favorite movies, and even silly childhood stories that made them laugh until their sides hurt. But as the conversation flowed, Ethan couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. He sensed a tension beneath the surface that he couldn't quite put his finger on. After dinner, they moved to the couch, where they curled up together under a blanket. The warmth of Liam's body against his felt comforting, but Ethan's mind was racing with unspoken worries. Ethan, Liam said softly after a moment of silence. Is everything okay? Ethan hesitated for a moment before responding. Yeah, I think so, he said slowly. It's just, I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately. Liam turned to face him fully, concern etched across his features. Overwhelmed? By what? Ethan took a deep breath, searching for the right words. I love spending time with you. I really do, but sometimes I worry that we're moving too fast. What if this doesn't work out? What if we lose each other? Liam's expression softened as he listened intently. I get that, he said gently. I've had those same thoughts too. Ethan felt a wave of relief wash over him. Knowing that Liam shared his concerns made him feel less alone in this whirlwind of emotions. I just want us to be sure about this, Ethan continued. I don't want to ruin our friendship or put pressure on us. Liam nodded thoughtfully before speaking again. I think it's important that we communicate openly about how we feel, he said earnestly. Let's take our time and see where this goes without rushing into anything. Ethan smiled at Liam's words. They resonated deeply within him. That sounds perfect, he replied. They sat in comfortable silence for a moment before Liam reached out and took Ethan's hand in his own, a simple gesture that sent warmth coursing through him. Whatever happens, Liam said softly, I want you to know that you mean a lot to me. Ethan squeezed Liam's hand back, feeling reassured by those words. You mean a lot to me too, he said sincerely, as they leaned closer together on the couch, their foreheads touching lightly. Ethan felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for this connection they were building, one that was grounded in honesty and mutual respect. Just then, there was a sudden loud crash from outside, startling both boys and breaking the moment between them. What was that? Ethan exclaimed as they both jumped up from the couch. They rushed to the window and peered outside to see a couple of students laughing as they picked up what appeared to be fallen groceries scattered across the sidewalk. Just another typical night at university, Liam chuckled as he turned back toward Ethan. Relieved laughter filled the room as they returned to their seats on the couch. The momentary distraction had lightened the mood significantly. Okay, Ethan said playfully as he settled back into the cushions beside Liam. Now, where were we? Liam grinned mischievously as he leaned closer again. I think we were about to have another kiss. Ethan laughed softly but felt butterflies fluttering in his stomach at the thought. As their lips met once more, gentle at first but quickly deepening into something more passionate, he realized how much he cherished these moments with Liam. When they finally pulled apart again, both boys were breathless yet smiling widely, a silent agreement passing between them that whatever challenges lay ahead would be faced together. As they cuddled on the couch under the blanket once more, Ethan felt contentment settle over him like a warm embrace, the kind of feeling that told him they were on the right path together. The following week brought a wave of change for Ethan and Liam. Their relationship had deepened, but with it came the complexities of navigating their feelings in a world that sometimes felt unwelcoming. They found joy in each other's company, yet both boys were acutely aware of the challenges that lay ahead, especially when it came to their families and friends. One evening, as Ethan was getting ready for a study session at Liam's apartment, he felt a knot of anxiety in his stomach. He had been thinking about how to tell Liam about his family's expectations and the pressure he felt to conform to their ideals. His parents had always envisioned a certain path for him, one that didn't include being openly gay or pursuing a career in art. As he arrived at Liam's place, he took a deep breath to steady himself. The door swung open, revealing Liam with a bright smile and an apron tied around his waist. "Hey, you made it just in time," Liam exclaimed, stepping aside to let Ethan in. "I'm making tacos." Ethan couldn't help but smile back, feeling the warmth of Liam's presence wash over him. "Tacos? You know the way to my heart," he joked as he entered. They moved into the kitchen together, where the delicious aroma of seasoned meat filled the air. As they prepared dinner, laughter flowed easily between them, but Ethan couldn't shake the weight on his heart. After they finished cooking and sat down to eat, Ethan found himself distracted by his thoughts. He watched Liam animatedly talk about his day, his excitement about an upcoming project, and how he hoped to impress his professors. But as much as Ethan wanted to share in that joy, he felt a growing tension inside him. "Ethan?" Liam asked suddenly, noticing Ethan's distant expression. "Are you okay? You seem a bit off." Ethan hesitated, unsure of how to voice his worries without burdening Liam. "Yeah, I'm fine," he replied too quickly, forcing a smile. Liam raised an eyebrow, unconvinced. "You know you can talk to me about anything, right?" Ethan took a deep breath. "I know," he said softly. "It's just, I've been thinking about my family." Liam's expression shifted to one of concern. "What about them?" Ethan looked down at his plate, struggling to find the right words. "They have certain expectations for me, like what I should study and who I should be with. I've always felt this pressure to fit into their mold." Liam reached across the table and placed his hand over Ethan's, offering silent support. "That sounds really tough," he said gently. "It is," Ethan admitted, feeling vulnerable. "I want to be true to myself and pursue my passion for art, but I'm scared of disappointing them." Liam squeezed Ethan's hand reassuringly. "You shouldn't have to choose between your happiness and your family's expectations," he said firmly. "You deserve to live your life authentically." Ethan looked up at Liam, feeling a swell of gratitude for his understanding nature. "Thank you for saying that," he replied quietly. "But what about you?" Liam continued. "How do you feel about being open with your family?" Ethan sighed deeply, contemplating the question. "I want to be honest with them about who I am and who I'm with," he said slowly. "But I fear their reaction, especially since they don't really understand what it means for me to be gay." Liam nodded thoughtfully as he listened intently. "Have you thought about talking to them? Maybe starting with your mom?" "I've thought about it," Ethan admitted hesitantly. "But every time I try to bring it up, I freeze up. Maybe we could come up with a plan together?" Liam suggested gently. "I can help you figure out what you want to say." Ethan felt a rush of relief at the idea of having Liam by his side through this process. The thought of facing his fears felt less daunting knowing that Liam would be there for support. "Would you really do that?" Ethan asked, surprised by how much comfort that idea brought him. "Of course," Liam replied with enthusiasm. "You're important to me, and I want you to feel empowered in your life." Their conversation continued as they finished dinner and moved back into the living room. They settled onto the couch together, the atmosphere warm and inviting despite the heaviness of their earlier discussion. As they talked more about potential strategies for approaching Ethan's family, laughter began to fill the space again, lightening the mood as they shared stories from their past experiences. Just then, there was a knock at the door that interrupted their moment once more. Who could that be? Liam wondered aloud as he got up to answer it. When he opened the door, Ethan was surprised to see Alex standing there with a wide grin on his face. "Hey, mind if I crash your taco night?" Alex asked playfully. "Not at all," Liam replied cheerfully as Alex stepped inside. Ethan felt a mix of annoyance and relief. While he appreciated Alex's friendship, part of him wished for more privacy with Liam tonight. As they all settled back onto the couch together, Alex taking up space on one side, while Liam sat on the other, Ethan couldn't help but feel grateful for this unexpected distraction. The three of them spent the rest of the evening joking around and watching movies until late into the night. Laughter filled the room again as they shared popcorn and teased each other over silly moments from their lives. But even amid all the fun, Ethan couldn't shake off the conversation he'd had with Liam earlier. The promise of support lingering in his mind like an anchor amidst life's chaos. As Alex finally left after saying goodnight, Ethan turned back toward Liam with gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thanks for being here tonight," Ethan said sincerely. "Always," Liam replied softly before leaning in. Closer once more, a gentle kiss shared between them that held promises of understanding and strength moving forward. In that moment under the soft glow of lights in Liam's apartment, filled with laughter shared among friends. Ethan knew that whatever challenges lay ahead regarding his family would be easier faced together with someone who truly understood him.